Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amarachi. I'm a grad student in the US, and on this channel I share useful tips about moving to the US as well as documenting my grad school journey. So if this is something you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing. Today's video is going to be about things to pack or not pack when you're moving to the US, when you're moving from Nigeria to the US or from any other country really to the US. And I'm going to start with your carry-on luggage. So most airlines are going to allow you to have one carry-on luggage and one personal item. So you have like a small box or a small bag and like a backpack or a handbag. The most important thing definitely to have in your carry-on luggage are your immigration documents. So immigration documents in quote. So what I mean is like your passport and your I-20 if you're a student. These two documents are very important. Please have them on you. Again, have them in your carry-on luggage, not checked in, not what is going to go into the belly of the plane. Have this with you at all times, because when you get to the point of entry, they're going to ask you for this. You can also have other documents that you consider important. So I don't know what the current situation is, but if COVID test results are still required, have that with you. If like COVID vaccination card is required, have that with you as well. Any other documents that you personally feel are important to travel with, so it could be, I don't know, your birth certificate, maybe your transcript from undergrad or your degree certificate from undergrad. Basically any sort of documents that you're traveling with should not be in your carry-on luggage. It should be with you. This is because there's a possibility that your luggage could potentially get missing. Just have that at the back of your mind. Doesn't happen all the time, but that could happen, and you don't want to be stranded when you don't want to be stranded if your luggage happens to have gotten missing. And yeah, it's just good practice to have all of the important documents with you. The next thing that I would say you should consider having with you is a pair of thick socks and some sweater. So it's going to be very cold on the plane, and if you're somebody like me that gets cold very easily, my feet get cold very easily, you definitely need a pair of socks. It's going to be so cold up there. You're flying at very high altitudes. The AC is going to be blasting as well, so you will get cold. Yeah, the airline is going to provide socks, but I find them just not to be thick enough. I always have my pair of socks with me, so you definitely need that. Something else that you need are some medication. So something for a headache or pain, some sort of painkillers, pain relief, Panadol, paracetamol, and also something for your stomach. Something for an upset stomach, so something like Imodium or Flagyl. So I say this because if you go on the plane, they're going to give you some food. You may or may not react to it in a bad way, but for some people, especially if you have a very sensitive stomach or sensitive digestive system, things can start to happen, and like your stomach, you just have stomach problems, your tummy gets upset. You want to have something to like combat that problem if it does happen, because this flight from the US is going to be long. I think at the minimum is going to be 12 hours. That's if you're flying Delta and you're flying directly, it's going to be at least 12 hours of flying before you land. It's very long, and you don't want to be dealing with like stomach issues for 12 hours, so have that with you. Something else that you should have in your carry-on luggage is some chewing gum. So this is for when the pressure in the aircraft becomes a little bit too much, especially at like takeoff and landing. Usually I just like pop my ears, but you could also chew gum if you have a big problem with this to help relieve the pressure, so have that with you. Something else is a Nigerian US adapter. It looks something like this. So this is like the Nigerian plug with the 3 prongs, and then this is the US plug with the 2 prongs. So you probably want an adapter like this, and you want it in your carry-on because you may need to charge your devices. For charging your phone, usually it's not a problem because the airline would most likely have a USB connector that you can charge with. Even in the airports, when you have a connecting flight, most places have a USB charging port. But if you like need to charge your laptop or something like that, you need this adapter. Also, when you get here, you would need the adapter to charge your devices. You can find this adapter in electronic shops. It's not the easiest or the most common thing to find, but look around, you should be able to find it. If you happen not to find it, also it's not the end of the world. You can just do without it. You can always buy it when you get here. If you happen to already have an apartment before you arrive, so if you started out your accommodation before coming and you can't find this adapter in Nigeria, you can also just like order the adapter on Amazon and have it delivered to your apartment. So by the time you arrive, you have it with you. That's what I did. So I was able to charge my laptop by the time I got here. I already had this. This is what it looks like again. You also definitely need to have all of your electronic devices with you: phones, iPads, Kindle, laptop, camera, any sort of electronic device that you have. Please have it with you in your carry-on. Don't put it in your checked luggage. It could get broken, it could get stolen. Again, that luggage could get missing. So have all your electronic devices on you. The final thing that you should have on you are like mini-sized toiletries. So whatever liquid or like toiletry that you take on the aircraft has to be 100 ml or less. So even if you have like toothpaste, like regular size toothpaste that's really small, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to roll it. No, they're going to make you toss it. Buy the mini or find the mini sized ones. If you can't find the mini sized ones, just find like small containers that you could pour things in. So just have something to like freshen up. Mini toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. You're going to be flying for so long, so you need some mini toiletries with you. Have this in your carry-on. Now let's talk about your actual carry-on luggage. For most people, your luggage allowance is going to be 223 kg bags. Checked. In my video linked here where I talked about like 10 things I wish I knew before moving to the US, I already talked about how you should like bring more food and less clothes. So let's just dive into the food and what you can bring and what you cannot bring. Okay, the first thing that you need to know about food is that you cannot bring any kind of meat at all into the US. Dried meat, dried beef, dried goats, dried chicken, kilishi. Sorry, you can't bring kilishi. But more anything of like animal origin, like meat, you cannot bring. It's banned. You can bring fish, seafood and fish, like dried, of course. It's fine. So like stockfish, dry fish, you can bring all of that. Bring all kinds of dried leaves, dried grains. So you can bring gari, you can bring like plantain flour, you can bring, what's it called now, like I think cassava flour. You can bring beans, but be careful with the beans. Be sure that there's not even one weevil in that beans. Be very, very careful with it. If they see your things are going to get checked, and if they see even one weevil in the beans, it's getting tossed. You don't want to spend all this money buying all these things and then they're going to get tossed at the airport. There's no need to bother bringing rice. There's rice here. You can find rice everywhere. So don't bring rice. You cannot bring palm oil. Palm oil is prohibited. I don't think it's necessarily like from the US end, but it's more like from the airlines, I believe, because palm oil can spill very easily and it can easily go up in flames as well. So they usually just don't allow people to bring that on the flight. So don't bother bringing that. You can also find palm oil if you have an African store where you're moving to. Palm oil is easy to find. If you can't find it, you can find palm oil on Amazon when you get here. So just don't worry about that. I think it's important, or like it just makes your life easy, to put all of your food items in a Ziploc bag like this. So put it in a Ziploc bag, label clearly using a paper tape, masking tape, label clearly what is in this bag. So if you have like crayfish, write crayfish on it, dry pepper, write dry pepper on it, whatever you have, just label it clearly, gari, beans. It's going to make your life easier when you get to the checkpoint and they're asking you like, oh, what is this, what is that? You don't want to start looking and trying to remember, oh, what is this thing that I actually have here? Just have all those things labeled before throwing them into your suitcase. You can bring seasoning cubes, of course, but I would say be careful with seasoning cubes that are made from like meat sauces. So for example, like Maggi beef or like Knorr chicken, these kind of things. Just bring the normal like Maggi Knorr. Just make sure that it doesn't say chicken, beef, goat meat, anything like this. I'm also going to put the link to 2 websites in the description box where you can search and see things that you can bring and not bring, food items that you can bring and not bring into the US. One is from the Customs and Border Protection, and the other one is a website called Don't Pack a Pest. So you can see like generally things specific to your country that you can bring or not bring. Definitely check those out. Because the quantity of things that you bring really depends on you, and like depends on how much you eat and also where you're going to. So before you even I did a lot of research. Before I came here, I was like, okay, African stores in my area. So you can definitely do that. If you're going to like Houston, I'm sure there are lots of African stores. But if you're going to Houston, check sure to check out African stores in wherever you're going to. If you find that there's an African store, then you don't need to bring the entire wall. Just bring stuff that will be enough to last you like, I don't know, a month, 2-3 months maybe, and then you can buy most of your other stuff that you need for your day-to-day life from the African store. Now let's talk about clothes. I definitely cannot say like, oh, bring X number of this or X number of that. You know, it's up to you. Use your discretion. All I'm going to say again is make sure that you're bringing more food and less clothes, because you don't really need that many clothes for 2 reasons. 1, the season is probably going to change very quickly when you get here, and 2, you're going to add a little bit of weight. It's not even because like you just start eating junk food or anything like that. No, if you're coming from Nigeria especially, you have left a very high stress environment. Like you don't even realize there's so many things in Nigeria that stress you out. Just basic things like, oh, you're not thinking about, oh, when will NEPA bring lights? Oh, I need to charge my phone. Oh, should I go and turn on the generator now? Ah, there's fuel scarcity. Oh, I need to wake up by 4 o'clock so I will beat traffic to get to work if you live in Lagos. There are so many things that stress you out. When you get here, you're going to have a lot more peace of mind, and like your body is just going to be like, whoo, okay. You're probably going to add a little bit of weight. You might just like, outgrow your clothes. So don't waste your time bringing all those many clothes that you're not going to use. But for the clothing items that you should bring, you definitely should bring the following: tops, tees, some trousers, shorts. You definitely need a bed sheet and a set of pillowcases. Bed sheet and pillowcase for when you get here. Bedroom slippers, very important. I love my Nigerian bedroom slippers. Some slides or like flat slippers or sandals if you're coming in summer. A pair of sneakers. Probably wear this like when you're coming. Wear this on the flight. What else? Am I missing anything else? A towel as well. And a winter jacket if you're coming in winter. So if you're like starting in the spring semester, if you're moving in January, find a winter jacket and buy. But just know that winter jacket is not going to be the best. No matter how expensive it is or how warm or hot you think it is, it's actually not going to be that warm, because you're going to go to Nigeria, like you're in Nigeria, you're in the market, you're like, ah, my goodness, you wear the jacket, this is so good, it's nice, it's hot. But the weather in Nigeria is already like 25, 27 degrees. You're wearing that jacket on top, you're so hot, you feel like you're boiling. But then when you come here and the weather outside is like -5 degrees, that's when you realize, this jacket is not that great. But anyway, if you're coming in winter, of course, buy a jacket that you can find, but just keep in mind that you probably need to change it when you get here. When you get here, like I mentioned before, you'll be able to find clothing, you'll be able to find things for at an affordable price. So if you have like Primark in your area, definitely check Primark out. Primark has like pretty decent quality stuff for really affordable prices. They're definitely the place to go to when you want to buy winter accessories, so things like a scarf, a winter hat, gloves, socks, just like small bits and bobs. Definitely check out Primark. Also check out Burlington or TJ Maxx. They have very good stuff as well. They're a good place to buy winter jackets or things, just anything that you want for an affordable price. And then you could also check out Goodwill. Goodwill sells like secondhand items, but for very good quality. Sometimes they even have like brand new stuff. You just need to look carefully. Usually Goodwill is like really affordable. Or you can also check out other thrift stores. Some other thrift stores might be a little bit on the expensive end, but I really like Goodwill. It's very affordable. And also check to see if your local Goodwill has like discounts for students. On top of being affordable, my local Goodwill also has like 15% discount for students on a specific day of the week. So definitely take advantage of that. Take advantage of that if you have that. Just to drive the point home that you can find good quality stuff at Goodwill, I bought this new winter jacket from Goodwill, and guess how much it was? It was only $15. $15, and it was like basically brand new, amazing. If I went to Burlington or like at Burlington at TJ Maxx, this jacket or similar would cost $60 and upwards, more like 80, 90. But then if you check like other regular stores like H&M, ASOS, all the other stores, plethora of stores that they have here, you be prepared to drop nothing less than $200 on a jacket, like $200 and above on a winter jacket. So, and then of course you should bring your personal hygiene items, please. Soap, cream, toiletries, everything that goes under that category, deodorants, perfume, body spray, or that kind of stuff. You don't need to pack the entire world. Just bring stuff enough to last you for like maybe a month, you know, because eventually you're going to like settle down and then you're going to buy stuff here anyway. So you don't need like stuff for the entire 1 year or 2 years that you'll be here. And finally, cash. If you're traveling with cash, I would say don't bring everything in huge dollar bills. So don't bring everything like in $100 bills. Don't do that. Most of your money, yeah, you can bring it in $100 bills, but at least try to have $100 or maybe $150 in smaller bills. Smaller bills meaning $50 and less. So 50, 20, 10, 5, even $1 bills. That's fine. I say this because when you first get here, you will not have a bank account, you won't have a bank card. If you have to pay for stuff, you'll be paying by cash. Imagine going to a store, buying a bottle of water for like $1, $1.50, and you give them a $100 bill. People don't carry, first of all, people don't carry cash that often around here. And people also do not carry $100 bills like so often. People are going to look at you like, huh? I mean, and you probably get some change, but it's just not the most convenient thing to do. So bring small notes or like small bills. Okay, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give me a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, leave me a comment. You can ask me any questions about something specific. Maybe if there's something that you're considering bringing and I haven't mentioned it, please ask about it. If I have, you know, an idea, if I know about this, then I'll tell you. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.